We're out here a little bit earlier today. We're in a number. We got Ricardo coming across. Hold on for 2 seconds, guys. We got more dust on the camera than dust can count on dust. But we got Ricardo coming up here. Look at him go at a top speed of 2.4 miles per hour. And over here, the story of the day is we got Cooper running the combine. We ran into a hybrid yesterday. I don't know, it's very, very dry, the corn stalks, and it was so fluffy. Cooper was having troubles feeding it in the corn head. So we jumped over a different number, seemed like it was running fine. So Cooper is trying to run through it this morning. Well, the ground is, well, we got dewy last night, so everything's just a little bit wet. Ricardo is bringing the auger around there on the Brunt cart. Way to go, way to go. Nice. Right now it looks like Cooper's moving along, so that's a good sign that the trash is going up in the corn head and through the throat. It's nerve-wracking when it piles up on the corn head and it just won't come up. You almost need a bunch of people out there with pitchforks like pitching it on, but then we'd take their legs off when they got in the snapping rollers. So some of you are probably looking at me like, what are the snapping rollers? Well, the snapping rollers are on the corn head. They go round and round and round and they pull the corn down and chop it off. Things you do not want to get your body parts in because it will remove them very fast. Actually had a neighbor years ago, got his finger in one messing around, and his finger was so deformed it was be hard to pick your nose. Very hard to pick your nose. I know what you're thinking. There's three of you looking at me right now. Daddy Cornstar, where's your glasses? I left them in the semi. Get out here in the dust and everything just like sticks to them and you can't see, so I try to keep them in the semi. That way when I driving down the road I can put them on and they're clean, they're ready to go. Well, see what kind of mungled jungle bingo bongo mess we got out here. I noticed some rows, just a little area knocked down. Since Zach ain't here, Zach's not here to contradict or say, hey, I bet when Zach was coming through here with the wide drop bar or when we were spraying fungicide, he ran it over. I can just tell. Corn's looking pretty good though. Hanging up good. It's funny, we're still seeing some green stalks, but corn coming in at 14 to 15.5% moisture, which we like it around that 15%. Probably 17% and under, we can put it in the bin, blow air on it, we're good to go. But more in that 15%, I feel, hey, get off me, little burger. I feel a lot more safer if it's around that 15%. Hey, what's this little fungi? What is that? Don't touch that stuff. That stuff could maybe, you never want to touch that stuff because it can be poison, and so just never touch that stuff. Very dangerous. Got another load of corn coming in, so we'll take it. This is one of them fields, when it's dry, you can get in and out of this driveway really good, but when it's even a little damp or you get a little frost in the morning, it's probably hard to see it in the picture, but it's a pretty good incline down to our driveway. And I think it was 2 years ago, we were filling up over here and the one young man put a pretty good load on me and I started down that hill and it started slipping and I shot through there about 40 miles per hour and my heart was about jumping out of my back of my throat. So stuff we got to be very, very, very careful on. This farm here is a very, very special farm to us. A man by the name of Bill, him and his wife farmed this for some years. Well, then Bill's wife passed away and Bill ended up renting us this farm and he worked for us for like 9 years on the farm. Super nice guy, and anyhow, long story short, no need to bore you with all the back history and everything else. He had a stroke and he was paralyzed on half his body, and he ended up coming out one day and we used the skid loader to put him in the combine and strapped him beside me, and I looked him in the eyes and I said, Bill, if you got to go to the bathroom or anything, you just let me know and we can get the skid loader over here and get you out as quick as you need to. And he looked me in the eyes and he smiled and he said, nah, I can go a long time. And I said, well, if you need to go, just let me know. And he goes, I got a diaper on. He spent 5 hours with me in the combine. Super nice guy. he wanted to sell us the farm over here and told us what he wanted, and we ended up buying it from him, and I'm guessing it was probably a year and a half, oh, maybe longer than that. 4 years maybe, something like that, 5 years. He ended up passing away, but he always said whenever we're on this farm, think of him. So Bill, I do that, and we're thinking of you right now, and something how people, you know, little special things they do. There goes Ricardo. Always got to watch when two grain carts are meeting each other and augers sticking out. They could play sword fights and kind of mangles things up. So you remember that if you ever get two augers standing beside each other, could end up being a sword fight. This cart here, when it's full, it can more than fill a semi. That's one thing with Ricardo's little cart, it just can't get us quite, well, we only put like 650 bushels on. But Zach will come in here, top it off, and guess what, guys? Guess what? Today our lunch is sponsored by Jake.
Yes. Oh, don't do that.
The insurance man.
Nothing to do with it.
I want to look at this. Cooper just crossed over to a different hybrid. He said it's testing about 20% through the monitor on the combine. So we're going to take it up. Dusty, dusty, dusty. We're gonna take it up to the house, test it. Trying to get Zach's attention. You know, you can wave at people, they notice you all the time, but when you want their attention, they never look at you. And that's one of these cases, because I want this separate. Zach! Okay, I got his attention now. I just want to make sure this isn't too wet. If it is, we're gonna do a little what they call blending. And then the combine's going to go to a different field and see if it's drier. We'll get some corn coming here in a few minutes. Here we go, guys. No use us getting dusted out up here. I noticed though, I did notice this hybrid here though, got a lot of green in the stalks yet, so nothing wrong with that, but we got time to jump to some drier fields. We can come back to this later towards the end. If it's still wet, we'll run it through the dryer. But if it's 20% with this heat and temperature, it could drop a point a day, so in 4 days, 5 days, they'll be plenty dry. We had to jump into a different field. Things seem a little drier here. It's actually the same field, but we're on the north end instead of clear to the south end. This field is about a mile long. Had something stuck in my tooth for the last couple hours and it just came out, and that felt nice. Kind of like when you got some sand in your tongue and it just can't shake it. That's what happened. Looks like we got 55,000 pounds on. 55,000, do I have 55,000? This will work perfect. He'll fill me up, I can boogie on out of here and look like I'm on a rodeo. There'll be about 982 bushels on this load, so about perfect. Looks like you're up to no good. Breakdown?
No. Well, yes.
Cole should be here pretty soon.
I'll break down on myself.
Uh-oh. Well, guys, we got 2 trucks to unload yet, and then we're gonna call it a night. It's about 9:30. I was hoping to be done at 9 tonight, but time we get trucks unloaded, it'll be after 10 after we get out of here, and we gotta go to the field and get a truck yet. So time we get home and eat, shower, it'll be 11:30, 12 o'clock before we get in bed. I'm glad the corn's coming in good. It's dry. We gotta be happy with that. But let's call it a night. Don't forget to leave comments, hit the like, all that good stuff. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm getting hungry and I need food.